I started coming to what was the conference probably since 2003. And so when I was coming to the conference, it was maybe 20 people, 30 people. And so it's quite amazing to see how it's evolved in that time to what it is now. I think we have, over 600 people. It's kind of amazing, and having actual protectees talking about their experience in the industry is a pretty amazing feat for this conference. And so I try to support it every single year, and I've been doing this since 2003. Yeah. Yeah, sure. So I started very young in the executive protection world. I decided that that was something I wanted to do when I was 15 years old, which was kind of a wild, crazy dream. Um, but I did that, and I started working in this business at 19. I'm now 40 years old, so I'm kind of long in the tooth in that sense of working in this industry. And so I've traveled to more than 80 countries. I'm the best-selling co-author of a book titled Public Figures, Private Lives. Um, been to more than 80 countries, and I've worked with the who's who of the celebrity entertainment and corporate world. So it's been a great career, and I'm super passionate about the work. Well, what I always say is, networking is important. And what I try to do is always make time for people, because when I was a young man, still kind of young, but when I was younger and I was trying to break into the industry, a lot of people were very dismissive of me and wouldn't take time. And once I achieved a level of success, it was interesting to see how people would make time for me at that point. And I remember how painful it was to have the doors closed in my face. And so, being somebody that is doing something in the industry, I try to always make time for people, because I didn't like that feeling of being shut out. So I try to pay it forward. You know, I'm one of those people that have no military, no law enforcement. I come from a very different background than anybody. And what I would say is just own who you are and what it is that you can provide. And one of the keys for me getting in the industry was I was super young. And so how do I use that to my advantage? What I was able to do was I was able to work with families and children of prominent people, and I could blend in as an older brother or a cousin or an uncle in a way where I could still relate to music and movies and pop culture in a way that the older counterparts couldn't. So that was my kind of key to getting into business and getting some experience. So I would say own whatever it is that you can provide. And just because you don't have experience in something doesn't mean that it's going to be a detriment. You have something that you can offer. Oh, I think one of the problems that people have in networking is they try to always get something from somebody else. Like, I need to get a job, or I need to do this. And so it's about me, 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 me. To be a good networker, I think it's about listening to people. I think it's about collaboration. Hey, can I help somebody? How do I build my network and make it in a genuine way where it's not some selfish shit, where it's like I'm trying to do things for myself? The good thing about coming to these conferences, year after year, is you build these relationships over time. And so it's wonderful to see your old friends and new colleagues and new companies and all of that. So I'd say try to do something for somebody else, and not in a way where it's like, oh, I'm doing this to get something back, but just be genuine in your interaction and be who you are. That's what I would say.